What's going on? It's John. Wanted to show off this Nintendo NES controller. Got this over Christmas break, and I shared the other controller with my brother, so I've only got one controller. And with shipping and everything, it cost $70. So they're about $35 a piece, and you can only get this if you're a Nintendo online subscriber, and it's actually really cool. I've got the original controller next to it, and depth-wise, I mean, they're almost exactly, just exactly the same detail wise. I mean, they got everything. So right here is obviously the new one that came in. This is an original one. And besides, the buttons really feel about the same. Right now I've got this hooked up to the Switch, so you'll just hear random background stuff. The D-pad on the original, I think, is a little bit crisper. I don't know if that's just because it's an older controller. This one's brand new, so it's not as crisp. So it's a little bit mushier, but it's not, I don't think it's as mushy as the NES Classic Edition controller. I don't know. I like this D-pad. Maybe they're exactly the same. I have no idea. I like how it plays. Weight-wise, it's got a little bit more weight to it because it's got a battery pack versus the original is just a little bit lighter. But overall, this thing is cool. So I want to show you what it does when it's hooked up to the Switch and just a few little quick features. So let's go check this out. So ta-da. Great transition. Okay. And we'll zoom in. Ta-da. Okay, that is quality at its finest. You don't really have to edit that stuff. You just make it work. Okay. All right, so if I go to controllers, it's like it has its own little icon, which I think is neat. And then the sound effects are actually different too when you're on the main little grid for the menu. So it has like retro sound effects and stuff. Let's see. So then like that's a Mario sound effect. Does it do it for each game? Okay, yeah. It's the same thing. But yeah, just had little different things. Now you do have the capture button is still with L. And then if you hit R, it takes you to the home menu. One thing I think is bizarre is you can't close the software with this thing. You have to press X and there's no X button. So you can't really close the software, but that's okay. Everything else plays well. So yeah. It's neat. So let's just for fun, let's try out Mario Bros. I guess I'll zoom back a little bit so you can see how the controller plays. Right now I've got a very, very awkward setup because I have this tripod connected to my couch. So we'll see if I can actually play this thing. Okay. So yeah, responsiveness wise, it's great. If there's any sort of lag, it's probably because of my TV. It's not because of the controller. And it's really, I'm pretty picky about such things. I don't really notice anything like that. I think it's great. So, is this thing worth getting? I think it's cool. I enjoy it. I think if you want to shell out, $35 or I guess 70 if you want to get both of them, you do have to buy them together. You can't buy individual controllers. Again, I gave mine to my older brother, and now we can both play NES games, when we're 800 miles apart from each other. So overall, I think it's a neat little investment. It is definitely not a necessary thing to do. I mean, if you've got a Pro controller or a Joy-Con or whatever, just play NES games that way. But for maybe a more authentic experience, I don't think this is a bad way to go. Yeah, and everything just looks great on this thing, and I'm excited that I've got it. I think it's a lot of fun. If you connect it to the Switch, it does charge just like one of the Joy-Cons, and it'll, you've got your little arrow thing telling you which side to put it on. You've got your triggers on top, and you've got your sync button, and then yeah, Nintendo controller, all that fun stuff. And yeah, it's a cool controller. You've got your like little button here, and when you click that, it'll, you can get it off of your Switch and everything. But overall, it's fun. I think it's a good time, and it is not a necessity, but it is something that is cool. So yeah, I would give this thing, an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. I wish that there was home buttons, and if you could like close the software with a different button or something, that would be handy. I know that you can do the home button via the NES games. The issue is that it only works for the NES games. It's specifically built to activate the home menu. So you can you can go hit the home menu and go play something different. But you're going to have issues if you decide to do anything else with it. You can't get to the home menu other than through that. So just for fun, I will play one course in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, showing off this controller again. And that's really the end of it. Yeah, more fun rambling and pointlessness, I guess. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and now we're going to try Mario Kart 8. Thanks for watching.